Remember we met, I could tell by your smile. You hadn't been with a good girl like me in a while.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Eliza, and for today's video I'm going to talk to you about how I took my MBA here in France and what were the steps that I took para makuha ko yung student visa ko here in France and all of that. So if you're interested on moving here in France to be an international student, just stay on this video, watch and enjoy. So first step that I suggest, this is the first step, is find your school first. Surprisingly, you will see some schools in Indeed that's actually proposing an alternance. Alternance means that you're going to pay them, you're going to school with them, and after they have a partnership in a company that you're going to work to after the program with the school. Or sometimes for MBA programs also, they are in Indeed. But if you just try to search in Google, just like that, international school for MBA or for masters in Paris, you will see a lot of schools actually. There's a lot of things that you will need to ask to your school first that might be helpful on your decision if you're going to take them or not. So first is that because if you're an au pair or if you are a foreigner, a Pinoy galing Pilipinas directly, and you know you're really planning to move here in France to study, what I highly suggest for you is to ask the school what were their programs first, how much is their tuition fee, and the third is kung they are partnered with local banks here in Paris that can help you finance your studies here in France. Most of the time, the tuition fee here in France for international students will vary. So it might come from 10,000. I'm not sure if I found the 10,000, but let's say 10,000 until 20,000. That's 20,000 euros. I mean, that's reasonable enough. I think dito sa France, but most of the international schools, they are partnered with the local banks here, but kakailanganin mo ng guarantor here in France para sa bangko if hihiramin mo yung pang tuition fee mo, or kung may ipon ka na din naman sa Pinas. I mean, let's say nabayaran mo na 15,000, then may 5,000 ka pang kailangan para bayaran sa school. That I think you can loan from the bank, pero I think that will be the maximum 5,000 kung wala kang guarantor. You need to ask also the school if they know some real estate agents here that's helping international students to find their own apartment here in Paris. Looking for an apartment here in Paris, it can be really tricky and expensive. So what I suggest is kumuha ka ng roommate for one apartment, or you can have your own apartment, but it's really expensive and the square meters, it's not a lot. Most of the time you will have 10 meters squared, and just for 700 euros already. So it's either maging kolokatira ka, which means may iba kang kasama sa apartment, or kung may good deal naman, nakakilala yung school nyo that can help you, then why not ask it right away. Then a final question that you need to ask to your school is that if they have a platform where it can help you to find your own internships after you graduate or after your courses, if you're planning to take an internship. For example, for me personally, I didn't find it helpful because most of the time what they're really looking for is someone who speaks French, and by that time I don't speak French, so there's nothing for me. So I purely suggest when you're looking for school, ask those questions right away. Don't be embarrassed about it. You know, that's your right to ask them too. It's their right also to answer or not. It's just They just show how professional they are handling international students. And I also forgot about the program for the school you need to ask, because just for your information, when I took my MBA, it's just for a 1-year program. It's not a full-time, it's a part-time. The courses, it happens every twice a month for 3 days straight. So that's my classes are every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 to 5 p.m. and that's only it. For Monday to Wednesday, I did a part-time as a babysitter. So I think that's really helpful, because some other programs, they can be 2 years, some other programs, they can be 1.5 years. Some programs, you are not obligated to take an internship. Sometimes you need to, so you really need to ask that also, so you know what do you expect from the school. After you found your school and you know where you will be once you move here in Paris, and if you're going to take MBA or BBA, it really depends on you. But after that, you will need to prepare your visa documents. For my situation that time, I go directly to the French embassy in Belgium, because there's just one French embassy in Belgium, Luxembourg, and Netherlands, and that is in Brussels, Belgium. So if you're an au pair and you found a school, you found a great school here in Paris, you would like to move, and you have a family here, or if you don't need to go back to Philippines to apply for your visa. Actually, you can just go directly to the French embassy on where are you currently based for the moment, apply the student visa there, and you are good to go. Most of the time, it's much easier if you are not in Philippines when you're going to apply student visa here in France, because it's not that strict, if you know what I mean. What you will need most of the time is a certificate that you are enrolled from your school, that you are financially stable, that you can survive living here in France. I can just say that to cut it short. And third is your accommodation. If you will need to find your own accommodation before you apply your visa, so you will need to find a rental already. You will need to have a paper from the real estate agent, real estate company, that you have your rent here, you are financially stable, and you are good to go. Of course you will need your flight, but it's obvious that you will need your own flight and your insurance. So if may pamilya ka naman dito sa France, pwede silang mag-guarantor for you. Kunyari, doon ka magsistay sa bahay nila dito sa Paris. Most of the time, there's a document, it's called attestation d'hébergement. So that means that you're going to be living with them once you arrive here in France. Then after, there's a document called attestation prise en charge. That means that they're going to give you an allowance. I think that was like 680 euros every month, declaring that to the embassy. So hindi sila mag-worry na, alam mo yun, na mamulubi ka dito sa Paris. Kasi marami ng pulubi dito, kaya wag na daw kayong dumagdag. For the moment, that's all I can say. Every information that you will need regarding your visa, you will need to go to the website of the French Embassy in Philippines, or the French Embassy on where are you currently living right now, and just make sure na kompleto yung documents mo for your visa, and ask all the questions that you want to ask to the school before you enroll. Normally, that's it. I hope nakatulong to for people who's interested to go here in France. And for the next video, I'm going to talk about paano kayo makakapag-stay dito sa Paris after you graduated, what are the residence card, what are the process, and how you can find a permanent contract here in France. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you watching this video, and I hope nakatulong to for people who's interested to move here in Paris. And thank you so much, everyone. God bless and stay safe always during this pandemic. Thank you.